Hey everyone and welcome back. Today I'm looking at the 2017 MonsterVerse movie, Kong Skull Island. Kong is the follow-up to 2014's Godzilla and is set more than 40 years beforehand in 1973 at the end of the Vietnam War. We follow a wildly mixed group of characters as they venture to the titular Skull Island. The cast here is genuinely insane. You've got Loki himself, Tom Hiddleston, Samuel motherfucking Jackson, the legendary John Goodman, Captain Marvel, and just overall awesome person Brie Larson, and the very funny and genuinely talented John C. Reilly. There's also a great side cast containing the likes of Corey Hawkins, Jason Mitchell, Shea Wiggum, Thomas Mann, Tony Cabell, Mark Evan Jackson, and Eugene Cordera. Jesus Christ, I am amazed I remembered all those names. Where Godzilla focused too much on its human characters, Kong actually focuses too little. There are some famous faces here, and some of the characters they portray are actually genuinely interesting, but they're just not given enough time to develop properly. We have multiple points of view across multiple groups once we reach the island, and of course we have to feature Kong himself. Of which there's actually a lot of Kong, and maybe too much. Everyone put in genuinely great performances here, and it's because of the actors that you actually get attached to these characters, because the script certainly does not do enough to make you care. In fact, the script is really where this film is weakest. The first 20 minutes are a stellar example of how to introduce a huge mass of characters. Every person we meet, we immediately get a feeling of who they are and how they think. Unfortunately, the rest of the film just doesn't follow suit, with clunky forced dialogue, unneeded action scenes, and useless deaths abound. My friend Brianna is a massive Tom Hiddleston fan, so I feel like I need to note that he brings in a solid performance here as one of the leads. And for myself, I'd like to say that Brie Larson does a great job with what she's given here. You should go check out her YouTube channel as well. It's awesome. She's awesome. I love her. There are some awesome CGI scenes here, involving a whole host of monsters across the island, but mostly focusing on Kong himself. He looks great even 3 years later, and although I don't think the film should have focused on him as much as it does, I am looking forward to seeing him again in Godzilla vs. Kong later this month. Some of the visuals here are beautiful, and heavily styled after films like Apocalypse Now and other Vietnam War films of the era. The opening sequence in particular is incredibly striking. It immediately draws you into this world, harkening back to the Japanese exploitation era of movies, as well as classic war dramas. It's important to note as well how Kong's story parallels that of the Vietnam War. Just like that fight, American troops are sent into unknown territory that they have no claim to. They attack and kill its inhabitants, and ultimately recede from the island after suffering massive losses. It's made clear to us throughout the film that the Vietnam War was a terrible event, and that similarly, in this situation, the humans are to blame, not Donkey Kong. Kong Skull Island is a consistently fun and engaging time that shines when it focuses on its smaller character moments that naturally would occur in this situation. But that's not to say that the big set pieces don't kick some ass. Unlike Godzilla, it manages to make its action dynamic and enthralling, and I highly recommend checking this one out if you're in the mood for a good time.
Send you my love on a wire, lift you up.